gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2819 Production Studios here in beautiful, sunny, hot Murrieta, California. We got the Jordan Bryant show coming on here live for you, and we're getting ready to go live. Want to welcome you to the show. Going to turn it over to Jordan. So welcome and have a great show.
Awesome. So if you're interested in astral projection, also known as OBE, out-of-body experience, then this is going to be the video podcast for you. Today, we're going to be talking about that subject with a very special guest who I just met and who has actually had similar experiences. Diane, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Jordan. I'm excited.
Absolutely.
I'm really excited.
It was crazy because I hit you up this morning. I'm like, you know what? We gotta get this, because I was reading this book, and we'll talk more about the book.
Yeah.
And I was like, just had this surge, and I usually, if I have a inspiration, I act on it, and you're like, I'm not working tomorrow. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So, and what's even funnier is I got a haircut this morning, and my barber
Looks good.
was like, oh, thank you. I know, right? It's funny because you have to knock on the door. And it's like a speakeasy because they're not opened. So like you gotta go through the back.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
But I go in there and there's this girl, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting my haircut for this podcast. She says, what are you doing it for? I said, well, my shows are about UFOs, lucid dreaming, and astral projection. And she says, oh my gosh, this is my kind of show, because the only time I've ever told anyone about this was my husband. He thinks I'm crazy. So the whole time she's cutting my hair, she's talking about sleep paralysis. She doesn't know what it is. Her sister says, don't go down that road. It's the devil's work. So you get this, people that are frightened of this.
Yes.
So I introduced her to Luis Minero. She's ordering the book, and she's actually excited about this this today. So
No, I get it. I came from a Christianity background too, and there's still some blocks that I go through with that. I guess just getting it out, it still stays with you. Like, oh, is this bad? Is it not?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Let's define it real fast, because some of the viewers watching this are like, astral projection, OBE, they heard of it, but they don't know, understand. What is it? What is astral projection?
Okay. Astral projection is basically just a different word for OBE, which is out-of-body experience. There's different ones. There's spontaneous, where people have done it, like the girl you said she just did on accident maybe. And then in this book that teaches you to do it on your own, to work with your energy and vibration, and for you to control your out-of-body experience. And it's crazy stuff. It's going to different dimensions. It's like becoming lucid in your dreams. It's seeing anything. It's going into theta state. It's talking to your spirit guides. Just so much in OBE. Just everything.
Well, my brother, he introduced me to Robert Monroe. Have you heard of that gentleman?
No, I don't think so.
So he's the pioneer who coined the term out-of-body, OBE.
Oh, okay.
He wrote his book in the 60s, 70s. He was the very first Western guy to even talk about this.
Yeah.
And his is more of the stories of his journeys. And it's called Journeys Out of the Body.
Okay.
And I learned about this about 2-3 years ago, just about the time I heard of Dr. Stephen Greer with the Unacknowledged.
Yeah.
And my brother handed me this book, and he's like, did you know that you can consciously go out of your body and explore the physical plane and other dimensions? And I looked at him, I said, WTF? And I'm like, what are you talking about? You're crazy.
Yeah.
And I looked more into this, and you've heard of TED Talks. Everyone's heard of TED Talks. They're riffing on this. So I was like, okay, if TED Talk is saying it's true, I'm going to look more into this. I went down this rabbit hole where I was researching. I read Dr. Robert Monroe's book, and I was so fascinated. And the book was more about his experience. It wasn't like a how-to.
Yeah.
So I started looking up YouTube, how to have an astral projection. There is so much different techniques, or is it bad, or is it good, or because everyone has their own experience with it. So I was very confused of where to go, but I always wanted to have it. Now I talked to my brother more about it, and he actually helped my sister have her first OBE, her astral, and she literally said she was floating outside her body. She did the rope technique. I'm sure you heard the rope technique. And so after I heard it from my sister, I said, all right, I'm going to take this more seriously now. I want to have one.
Yeah.
And then it's so funny because I was the last show I did, I was talking about the UFO podcast, And that's how I met you, is because Dr. Stephen Greer created the app, and then we got connected through the documentaries on UFOs, and then I think that's why I was like, by the way, have you heard of astral projection or something like that? And you're like, let me tell you the best book to read of how to do this, and it's the Luis Minero. How did you find out about Luis Minero's Demystifying the Out of Body? That's the book of how to have the astral projections.
Oh my gosh, how did I find this book? I honestly couldn't even tell you now. You know how you just kind of go, like you said, through the rabbit trail, and then like these person books pop up, and then this person.
So many.
Yeah. You know, so I read Lisa Royal Holt, anything that has to do with her.
Okay. What does she do? Well, she's a.
Gosh, what does she do? She is she speaks with her aliens, her contacts. She like.
Okay, she channels. She's a channeler.
She's a channel. Yeah. Thank you. She's a channel. And she has so many books. I learned a lot from her too, and from her books. So I don't know how this one came up. Maybe it was brought up, but after I read this book, like I told you, I was just so motivated and excited, and I just wanted to tell like everybody. And just from learning how to do it, like just I don't know, I get excited. Just after reading this book, you can OBE, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what like motivated me. Like, oh, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel and break it down. But yeah.
What's the difference between an OBE, astral projection, and a lucid dream?
Okay, OBE and astral projection are the same thing. There's different words, you know.
Yeah.
They call it different things. It's the same thing. Lucid dreaming is a dream, but lucid dreaming is also when. So before I read this book, I never had a lucid dream. I only had dreams. Okay.
Vivid dreams.
Vivid dreams, but lucid dream is where you can control. So I never had a lucid dream until I read this. Once you start getting into lucid dreaming to where you're able to control your dreams, that's when you know you're on the right road to getting OBE and astral projection.
Yeah.
And that's also where it gets into this book later on. There's percentages of what you're at. So you could be at 10% lucidity where you don't really know, and then you can go up to 90, 100% lucidity. Like, okay, I know I'm in a lucid dream, or I know I'm astraling right now.
Yeah.
And you can go anywhere in between. So there's been dreams that I've had where it's like, 60, 70% like, oh, I don't know, am I really asleep? Am I dreaming? Like, so there's different percentages, but basically that's the difference. Is a lucid dream is a dream. Yes, you can control, and yes, you can leave from a lucid dream to an astral projection, but it's still very borderline, I would guess.
Right.
Borderline. But one's a dream and one's astral. And astral is when you can say, I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to do this, I want to see this person.
Yeah, and that's in the physical world. It's not in the dream world.
No, physical world.
Yeah.
But you're not in your body.
Yes.
You're in your psychosoma.
Psychosoma, yeah. We'll get more into that too.
Yeah.
I've been a lucid dream, gosh, when I was a kid. And they say when you're a kid, by the way, you're more open to experiencing lucid dreams and astral projection, because I forget what it was, but when you're a kid, you're just more open. It's like in between the ages of 6 and 9 or 10, whatever.
Yeah.
I was always flying, controlling my dreams. I had a relationship at one point. Like I was like
in your dream.
In my dream, it was so real. I was like, I have to go home. I gotta go wake up. But I thought that everybody could do this. And then the more I started talking to my parents about it and my friends and family, like, no, we don't even remember our dreams.
Yeah.
And then I realized there's a lot of people that don't have dreams, or if they do, they forget them.
Yeah.
And lucid, what? That's like saying like, oh, the Matrix exists. I can control this reality.
Yeah.
So I had probably hundreds of lucid dreams, and that to me is a phenomenon in itself. But the biggest difference between lucid dreams and astral projection is, like you said, it's in the physical world, like that you're exploring. You're basically a ghost exploring this world.
Yeah.
You can talk to your fiance, see what he's doing. Is if you're this kind of astral state.
Yes.
So,
exactly.
what was this is I had to ask you now. What was your very first experience? Your very first astral projection? What were you doing? How did you do it? What technique did you do? And how did it change your perception?
Okay, let me see. That's a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Okay. So the one and only technique that I've really been doing is just the energy. There's so many other techniques. I tried a few, but the energy, and that's later on. It's called the velo technique.
The velo?
Velo technique, and I can explain it later.
Okay,
exactly
how
to do it. My first. So, the first real one. Okay, the first real one was, I. I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember. So I remember floating. Okay, so that's another thing too. Like I fly a lot in my dreams too. And that I feel like that's how you know you're close too, because you're already getting used to the sensation of your
You feel
body.
light.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are weightless, so your body's doing it. Your mind just doesn't know. Okay, so you're flying in your dreams. That's good. I guess I wake up, I'm floating, right? And when you wake up, sometimes in astral projection, you're in your room, you're in your bed, you can see your body. Some people see their body.
Have you seen your body?
No.
Okay.
I haven't. So this time, but I was in my house. I woke up, I was in my house. I think I live with my fiance, I live with my Uncle Arthur. I think my spirit guide put itself as my Uncle Arthur so as not to freak you out, and they'll do that because if you get scared, you instantly go back to your body.
Right.
Okay. So I think he disguised himself as my uncle so I wouldn't get scared, and I'm floating in my house, and it tells you in the book to try to leave through a door, to try to leave through a window.
Right.
You can leave through the wall, but because our brain's like, I can't leave through a wall, so it kind of stops you. So I'm floating, and my Uncle Arthur's in the living room, and I'm like, help me, Uncle Arthur, help me to, like, leave, you know? And so he's holding my arms.
Did you know you're astral projecting at that point when you're telling your uncle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I say I was 90%. 90% lucidity.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, help me, Uncle Arthur, to leave. And they say, too, if you can get far away from your body as fast as possible and outside of your house as fast as possible, then you have less of chance of going back to your body.
Interesting. I remember reading about that. Is this because he doesn't want you to get too excited about seeing your body and getting snapped back in, or
maybe I don't think he really.
I'm only on chapter 1.
Maybe he does say. I haven't read like the whole thing in a while too.
Yeah.
But that's a tip, to try to get away from your body and your house as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just less easier for you to go back to your body, because it's really easy to go back to your body.
Yeah.
You know, you get scared, you get excited, you're going right back.
Yeah.
You know, and that's already like you put all this effort trying to leave.
Yeah.
And then now you have to work on it again.
So your uncle helps you. Your spirit guide disguises your uncle, helps you leave.
Yes. My house.
What happens when you leave the house?
Okay, so I float up out of the top of my house, right? Super cool. So then now I'm flying, right?
Yep.
And then another thing in the book where it mentions that if you fly over water, river, an ocean, then it somehow like puts energy in your body. So I'm like, oh, I want to do this. I need energy, you know, like I want all that energy I can get, please. You know? So I'm like, okay, so my goal is, all right, let's go to the ocean.
Okay.
You know? So I'm going down my street, flying down my street. I see the 215. I'm like, okay, I need to go past the 215. I need to go over the Ortega. I need to get to the ocean, right? So I'm floating, but then my lucidity, I guess, starts going down. I make a right. I don't go straight to the Ortega. I make a right down the street, and then it takes me into a dream. So from my astral projection at 90% lucidity, I don't know what happened, and it took me into a lucid dream, and then it went into a dream. And it happens like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't know you can go from astral to into a dream.
Yep, just like you can go from lucid into astral.
So-
They're
so-
very close,
and
very, very close.
You went to a lucid dream, you said, not a dream.
I don't remember if it was lucid. I do remember it, and I feel like I remember controlling some things, but I also remember it was turning into a nightmare, and nightmares are just low lucidity because you think these things are really happening to you. So it started at a really high 90% astral, and then it goes into lower levels. But like I said, they're close, and it happens.
Yeah.
You know, it's not always perfect, but it's still amazing to me.
One of the things that people say, when I have a dream or even a lucid dream, I forget it. There's a period where you remember it for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then it just kind of fizzles out. The difference between an astral projection is it's more of a memory for life. You kind of remember it. Am I correct, or?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can, but regardless, you need to work on remembering. And another tip that I say is to keep a notebook by your bed. And then another tip he says in the book later on, when we wake up, we have to go to work. We have to get ready. I need to do my makeup. I need to drink my coffee. I jump out of bed. You can't do that. You have to lay down when you're awake, keep your eyes closed, and it's crazy for me. If I open my eyes, I already kind of start forgetting my dream. But if I'm laying down with my eyes closed for a few minutes, then I'm able to remember and replay my dream, but I'm awake. So you wake up, don't jump out of bed, start doing stuff. Lay down, keep your eyes closed, and stay there for a few minutes. And then remember your dream, and then if you say it out loud to yourself. Say, this happened, this happened, this happened, with your eyes closed. Then, when you remember your entire dream with your eyes closed, then wake up, then write it down, and then go ahead, start your day. Okay?
And this is going to increase your memory of your dreams and your astral projection.
Yes, yeah. And then
Gotcha.
he says later, too, the reason why it's hard for people to remember your astral projection is because our brain is in our body, and when we're astral projecting, we're not in our body. We don't have our brain on us. We're with the psychosoma. So it's connected by cords, but it just takes time and, like you said, intention to remember that.
Gotcha. So let's talk about your mindset after this happens to you, because one of the biggest reasons that I'm trying to do this is, number one, fear of death. It eliminates that, meaning that you're more than your physical body for a fact. There's undoubted, because you're not in a dream, like you said. You're floating in the actual physical plane, and you can even prove that in certain situations.
Yes.
What is your mindset when you woke up after that? What were you thinking? Do you remember it?
No, probably just really excited.
Okay.
Just every single time after something new happens, just super excited, and then I go run and write it down.
Are you afraid of death after that?
No, after, I slowly, before, death was my biggest fear. And like I told you, I came from a Christianity standpoint, so my biggest fear was dying and then going to hell and being stuck in hell for eternity, you know?
Right.
And then working through spiritual stuff, and then through this book too, knowing that I'm immortal and it doesn't work like that, I'm not afraid of dying anymore. And now I believe in reincarnation, you know, like if I die, it's fine. You know, I've been here plenty of other times before in different bodies, and I'm going to come back again. So, no, I'm not scared anymore at all.
That's awesome.
And that's a beautiful feeling.
Yeah.
From being terrified of dying, my biggest fear, to now knowing I'm going to come back. It's fine. It's cool, you know.
You can truly live.
Adventure.
You can truly, like, be present finally instead of worrying all the time.
Yeah. No, it's scary thinking about that. It's really scary. Yeah.
What was the technique you used? It's called
Velo.
Velo. Is that in the book?
Yes, it's in the book.
Okay, so
Chapter 2.
Let's talk about that for someone that says, you know, just give me the technique. Because first off, I was like that. Like, I skipped to the technique part, but now I'm focused on my mindset, knowing the 4 bodies of the holosoma. But let's just skip to the technique.
Yeah.
Give the viewers, like, what's your technique that you tried? Break it down for us.
Okay, Velo technique is the first one, and I think the main one that you learn. And Velo is cleansing your energies and then also raising your vibration. And I don't know, in the spiritual community, that thing always drives me crazy, was people talking about raising your vibration, but never explaining how to do it, you know? And that's what I got excited about, was this book, was he actually tells you how to raise your vibration.
Gotcha.
Not people saying just like, make sure you raise your vibration. And I was sitting there for months, tell me how. I don't know what a vibration is and how do I raise it?
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I like this book too. He tells you how to do it. So that's what the Velo technique is too. So basically, you're laying down before bed, relaxing.
Okay.
You could start from the top of your head or the bottom of your feet. Let's say from the bottom of your feet, you're focusing your energy coming up through your feet, through your legs, through your knees.
You're putting your hands
bottom,
down.
and the energy is coming up, and then it's coming back down.
Okay.
Okay? Top of your head down. But also, you need to get used to your body. Listen to your body. Okay, I'm going to say, my stomach's always been loud, right?
Okay.
And it used to embarrass me. I had an ex who used to make fun of me because my stomach was always loud. Even if I wasn't hungry, it would be making noises, right?
Yeah.
But now, for me, I use that like as a good thing, because when your energy goes through different bodies, like when it's passing down through my stomach, I can hear it making noises coming down, and when it's coming up, I can hear it making noises coming up, and I can feel it when it's going down. It's like a rolling sensation going down, and when it's coming back up, it's a rolling coming up. And I also, in my throat, I feel like I hear a tiny little like ticking noise, and then I feel it going up, and when the energy is going down, I feel it going down.
That's interesting. You've never
Yes.
felt that before until you started doing this technique.
Yeah, and then you're
Interesting.
paying attention to your body.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's how you kind of know. And also, so going up and going down, you of course starting slow.
Yeah.
And then your goal is to go faster and faster and faster until it's like fast, 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 and that's your vibration is raised.
So fast, and we're doing this very slow, toes to head,
Uh-huh.
and then you saying you're gonna keep doing this faster and faster.
Yeah.
How long are we doing that for?
I mean, sometimes I'm lazy, do it 5 minutes, 3 minutes.
Okay.
You know, later on, you could just be walking. I would be at work and then just doing velo technique.
He does talk
know?
about throughout the day
Yeah, you can do
energy exercises. This is the energy exercise.
That's one of them. That's the main one. is
Gotcha.
The velo technique.
Okay, how do you know when you're ready? How do you know like this is okay? We've been doing this velo technique with the energy, raising the frequency. What's next?
That you know that you
yeah,
can go.
what's a sign that you're like okay?
Okay.
Do you have to get into sleep paralysis?
No.
Not for
You
that
could
one.
No, you could still be awake. That's also when it gets into like the theta state too. It's taking you into the theta state too. But for me, once your vibration was raised high enough, then I start going into theta, and then some people it just snaps you into astral.
Okay,
you
so
know?
you'll naturally just fall
Yeah.
asleep, but you'll be projected.
But also sometimes too, I could just be working on my energy, and I'm not in theta, and I'm not astraling. My energy's just up.
Yeah.
So it's different.
Gotcha.
Sometimes you are, sometimes you aren't. But I also do notice that yes, when I work on my velo technique, and I'm getting ready for bed, then I do go into theta state really quickly, and then that's when, for me, I'm able to speak with my spirit guides. Is in theta state.
Yeah. It's funny. Spirit guides. A lot of people misrepresent them as something dark.
Oh yeah.
So, like I said, my barber this morning, she was saying when she got into sleep paralysis, and I want to talk to you about the sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
That is a clear sign that you're getting ready to astral project, and you're tuning into that frequency. So she was seeing a dark figure approaching her. She can see him. And that's when it becomes kind of for her. I mean, that would naturally freak anybody out if you don't know what it is, though. If you so then for me, I'm gonna tell you an experience I had. I went to EDC and I did a lot of drugs.
Okay.
All right, I did a lot of ecstasy and stuff like that. So when I came home, there was this chemical I forget that helps you go to sleep, but it was so depleted that when I lied in my bed, my body fell asleep, but my mind was still awake on a whole nother level. I could not sleep, but I got paralyzed. And I got sleep paralysis before I was a kid, but this was like, I'm grown up, I'm 25. Last time I had sleep paralysis when I was like 14, when I woke up and I couldn't move, I was scared. Now I'm 25, did all these drugs, now I'm trying to sleep, and I got sleep paralysis. And all of a sudden, I hear somebody whispering in my ear. It was like a language, but it was clear as day. I was like, but I couldn't move, obviously. That's the scary thing about sleep paralysis is you can't move. Everyone goes through it, but, when you're conscious of it, it's a little more scarier if you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, I realize I'm outside my front door of my room upstairs, and it's like the reality. It's not a dream. It's my house. I walk downstairs. My front door is this portal, and it's spinning, and it's blue, and it's a spiral. And it
That's
freaks,
what they look like.
Yeah.
They look
so,
like that.
And
I've
it
seen
wasn't a
them
dream, though. I was like, this ain't no dream.
Yeah.
This is real life. And it freaked me out. I ran upstairs, and all of a sudden, I got snapped back. I was so scared to go to sleep because I was like, this ain't a dream. What was this? So I think I tasted astral projection, but I was forced.
Hey, can I share?
Yeah.
Jordan and I were talking about this, and I'm a little bit older than you guys. So when I was 24, 25 as well, I had access to some really, really great acid. And I got that sensation of being outside my body. And I basically got trapped. I couldn't get back out. I was sitting Indian style on top of this platform above a living room. It was in a big A-frame. And I had this like loft up there, and there was this staircase right at the end of it, no railing. And I'm out there, and all of a sudden I float outside of it.
Yeah.
And I'm back there, and I'm overlooking this entire party and looking at myself, and I freaked out because I couldn't get back in. And that one freaked me out pretty good. Don't thank God we came back, and I don't need a helmet and a drill pan. But the one that really got me was I was probably 43, 44. Yeah, that sounds about right. And got a hold of this guy that was claiming to be a shaman in Dallas, Texas, and we smoked some DMT.
Ooh, fun.
And that scared the living bejesus out of me because straight right off the top, I felt my pineal gland pop, decalcified, the third eye opened, and everybody turned translucent green with like blue shades, and I saw like wires and gears, and it was the strangest, weirdest thing. I mean, I died.
Yeah.
And came back, and that was the wildest 20 minutes of my 50 years.
But you said you saw your body. When you were floating, you saw your body.
Okay, no, that was the first time. Now, listen, when on DMT, I didn't leave my body. I stayed in my body. But the people I was around, everybody, everything went kind of crazy. And then all of a sudden, boom, I'm like in this third dimension where I pierced the veil and saw what it really was.
That's amazing.
It was like being in I think I explained it to you, like being in a matrix.
That's amazing.
So it was just this weird, if I obviously came back, so it's not my reality now, but it's like I was given a glimpse to another reality. And I don't know.
Your first experience, though, when you did
the Matrix.
When you did the acid at the party, you floated and you saw the party in the physical world, and you saw your body.
Yeah.
See, he saw his body, and that was acid, right?
That was LSD.
Yeah, LSD. I've heard other stories. LSD is common to kick you out of body.
Yeah. No, I believe it. I totally believe it. Yeah. And he does say in the book, yes, you can leave with drugs, but it's not necessary.
Not recommended. Yeah.
And not recommended, and it's not necessary. But of course, it does. DMT too.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't recommend that to anybody.
No,
That's a straight freak me out, man.
You were able to see through the veil,
Yeah.
and able to see the things that we cannot see now. And that's another thing too. In one of my experiences, I felt my body. It was like a grid pattern inside my body. A grid pattern, right? So I'm feeling this. And then also, do you remember the TVs back in the day? It was snow. That, like, if it wasn't on the right channel, it was like this weird snow, they called it. That's what my body felt. I felt the grid pattern in, not my body, my psychosoma that's floating. And then I felt the snow, the energy.
The static,
Yeah, that's static. So, like, you were able to see that.
Oh,
you saw it, I've only felt it, but you actually were able to see it somehow through it with DMT. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah, but it's funny because I didn't know anything about the pineal gland. I did the research on this afterwards, but seriously, I felt the decalcification,
I'm so
the
jealous.
pop, and it just
DMT. Joe Rogan, I think he talks about
my
that.
My life's been different since that day.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
I've been looking, I can't find it.
I really want to do it as naturally as I can, because you can.
Yeah.
And I think that I would face my dark side, just a cleaner way of facing stuff.
Yeah.
Because you can control it a little easier. But obviously, it'd be cool to because I've done acid one time and LSD and
kickstarted.
Yeah, it'd be kickstarted. So, do you know about sleep paralysis? Have you felt that before?
Yes.
Okay. So, why? Were you trying to do it for astral purposes?
No. This was before I knew anything with spirituality, and of course at the time, I think I automatically thought it was demonic.
Gotcha.
Like, oh, this is evil. This is demonic. This is something scary, right? That was before I knew anything about this. And then he does say later in the book too, that for some sleep paralysis, I don't want to say for everything, it's if your body has left, which sometimes your body leaves and you don't even know, okay? I mean, your psychosoma leaves and you don't even know.
Right.
So your psychosoma hasn't fully come back into your body yet, and that's why you're just like, why can't I move?
Yeah.
Because your psychosoma is not connected to you yet.
Let's clear up psychosoma, because me and you know what it is, but let's just clear this up. So there's 4 bodies of consciousness, and correct me if I'm wrong. You got your soma, which is the body. You have your energosoma, which is your chakras, your kind of energy.
Your aura.
Your aura, because when people say, "Oh, you're glowing," it actually is. People can see this glow.
Yeah.
That's your energosoma. Then you have your psychosoma, which happens when you project outside of your soma.
Yes.
And you still have an energosoma around your psychosoma.
Yeah.
And all psychosoma means it's just your ghost-like body, your soul body, your spirit body. It's
your astral body.
Astral body.
Exactly.
And then beyond that, which blew me away, I didn't know there was a level above that, your mental soma. What the heck
consciousness.
Just pure
Consciousness.
Just pure consciousness. I'm like, oh my
You don't
gosh.
even need the body
You don't need the body.
And that's what he says later. I said in the book, everything in the book.
Yeah.
Right? Later on, that the spirit guides and some of them, they're like, I don't need this body anymore. Like, that's not even me anymore. Like,
Yeah.
why would I? Like, I don't need it. I'm just me. They're just only mental somas. That's
Yeah.
all they are. No body, nothing.
Yeah.
Just
Pure consciousness. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about those scenes.
Those scenes. Okay.
Yeah. So
All
it was
right.
it was thought,
Thoughts.
energy, and thoughts, emotion,
sentiments,
and emotion.
emotions,
Yeah. Thoughts,
and-
thoughts, emotions, and energy.
Okay.
Those
yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
And then there was holo.
Holotheoscenes.
Yeah.
Holotheoscenes.
And this is the part where I'm at right now. So
Okay.
it talks about how people. Have you ever met somebody that's just like, they're just really lethargic, and you're like here and they're here. You talk to them, and then when you leave after a conversation, you're like, I feel tired. I feel lethargic.
Exactly.
It's because they literally drained you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny today because I had a meeting with someone. I won't say where, but we were just checking out some rental space, and I was excited. Her energy wasn't on our level. My business partner, who was reading this with me, we come out from the meetings like, she's not like, like she's not up. She's not like high energy. She's very low energy. And he didn't read the Thosine part. I was like, dude, she literally sucked our
Yeah.
she literally sucked our energy out of us because I feel tired
Yeah.
after that meeting.
Yeah.
And I'm a energized guy,
Yeah.
but I'm sensitive.
Yeah.
Like if someone's like at a party, when you're walking and then you're having a good time, there's someone in the corner sulking.
Yeah.
You can get sucked into that energy.
What's the word? Gosh, this is a word. Where you're that type of person where you can take on the emotions of other
Oh
people.
yeah.
What is it? Because I can kind of be the same too.
I know. It's at the tip of my tongue.
I don't know right now.
Yeah.
Either.
But you're more susceptible to matching, feeling them. So
Yeah.
you can feel their
Their energies.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It'll come back.
There's some people like that and they don't even know it. They're not doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
And then not only people, but that's when they say holotheoscenes too. There's places like that too. That can take your energy.
Yeah. So I was at an old mental hospital that was ranked number 4 of the haunted place in California. My uncle is the gatekeeper, and you can just, when you're there, you just feel stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just not the best place to be. I was
Yeah.
excited, but after walking out, you feel weird, and it just goes back to this book. There are energies that you can feel that. And he says the more in tune you get with the energy work, you can sense it easier.
Yeah.
People kind of don't. They're kind of walking, and they're just blind. And they're like, oh, I'm going to talk to everybody, and just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of.
No, it's true. And like you said, there's some people with a girl, like they would have left and be like, dude, I'm tired. Why? Maybe I'm just didn't sleep right. And you don't know. Like, no, actually, this girl brought down my energy. She took some of that energy out.
Yeah.
So
that's why I love this book, because now I'm understanding stuff like that.
Yes, there's so much information in this book. That's why I love this book. It's just honestly, it goes so much beyond just out of body and astral projection. Everything that you can learn in this book, I can't get enough of it.
Yeah. So again, you were stumbling upon it. I forget. How did you figure out astral projection was a real thing again?
I don't know. I just started, I guess, kind of believing everything, and just whatever.
Being open?
Yeah, being open.
Okay.
And just whatever introduced me. And
Okay.
I was like, dude, if this is real, I want to learn how to do it and learn more about it.
My favorite thing he says is, don't believe me, experience it. Don't believe me, experience it. And I love that.
Yeah.
So you were like, okay, I want to experience this. I'm going to look into this book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And is that when you were a believer in UFOs as well?
Oh, yeah. I think I've been a believer in UFOs for a long time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's funny because Dr. Greer, he's all about astral projection. If I watch his YouTube channel, and because it's funny because like astral projection, you're basically tuning into a frequency that people can't see in this physical plane.
Yeah.
There's a whole other world that it's like we're just tuning in on like a radio station.
Yeah.
Just tune in, and now you can see beings from other dimensions, worlds, ETs.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm excited because, like I said, the fear of death is eliminated, but there's so many more benefits.
Yeah.
Like when, I don't know, it's like going down the rabbit hole. It's like when Neo from the Matrix realizes that there's more to it than just this Matrix world.
Yeah.
His paradigm just changes instantly.
It's crazy.
And I'm waiting for that. I'm already a believer, but I'm waiting to have that
will.
experience. Yeah.
I promise. After the book and after you're working on your energy, you will. And that's another thing too. So from this book, I was actually able to get in contact with my spirit guides.
Mm-hmm.
Before, I never could hear them. I actually saw her once. I was able to see her once in the theta state from the velo technique. It was amazing. Can I tell you about it?
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
So you did the
I did the
velo technique?
I did the velo technique first. I was talking to her. I was watching a video YouTube on Akashic Records, and the girl in the video was like, just talk to your spirit guides, talk to them. So I was like, okay, driving and talking. I'm like, hey guys, I would like to see the Akashic Records or learn more, just talking to them. Then I'm like thinking about it all day long, just thinking, oh, what would it be like, this and that. So then I go to bed, right? I'm doing velo. I'm into the theta state now. Okay. Now I'm asking these questions, and now I'm hearing a voice. Okay. Yes, I'm hearing a voice now. And this voice is beautiful. It's androgynous. It sounds like half male, half girl, like impossible, right?
Wow.
And then, but it also sounds like, in movies, they're like, when they have like angels, it's like 3 girls or 3 guys speaking at once.
Okay.
It's like a echoey kind of thing. So I'm asking it questions, and I'm like, if I even see the Akashic Records, am I gonna understand? And she's like, maybe you will, maybe you won't. So she's answering me. This person is answering me, right?
Did you know your astral projection, or were you astral projecting at that point? You're still in your. Okay.
I was just doing velo, but I'm in the theta state.
Gotcha.
So I'm still in my body, but
Okay.
you're in the theta state.
Okay.
So she's answering my questions, and then all of a sudden, boom, different dimension or not, I see a girl, right? Beautiful, gorgeous. She's like 50, but like a fine 50, right?
Okay.
Okay, like white teeth, like no wrinkles, like big, beautiful, thick hair. And she has a blue robe on. But another thing that tripped me out too was that she kind of looked like me, and kind of looked like my mom. So I'm like, is she me? Because it goes into this later, like, you could see your spirit guide is possibly you from the future, right? So I'm like, later on I'm thinking, I'm like, was she me? Anyway, so she resembles me. I see her. She's standing in her robe. There's a table in front of her, and there's a little tiny bowl in front of her, right? And then all she says is, she's like, no, I'm not going to take you in. And I'm like, what? And then all of a sudden, telepathically, I hear, you need to do that for yourself, or you need to figure that out for yourself. And then boom, I'm back in my body. So I seen her. So to me, I got it as this little bowl was a Akashic record,
Mm-hmm.
and that she was going to take me in there. But for some reason, she changed her mind and was like, no, she needs to figure it out for herself. But I seen her. I seen my spirit guide in the theta state. And like after a second, I did go back into my body. But from the velo technique going into theta, I was able to see my spirit guide, speak to her, and hear her.
How is it like her not talking and telepathically talking to you? Because I hear that's amazing.
Oh, it was amazing. And like, their voice is beautiful. It's gorgeous. And also too, they speak in a rhythm. Like, I can't explain it. Like, they speak, I don't want to say slow, but like for me, I guess I speak kind of fast. I kind of slur my words. They don't slur. They like have good enunciation, is the word, right? They speak it perfectly, and it's like a rhythm how they speak. It's just like pretty. Like, I don't know how to explain it. She's just like, no, I am not going to take. I can't even do it.
Gotcha.
Right.
Just clear, soothing.
Yeah.
And, okay.
It's like, it makes you think like an angel. An angel is talking.
What are the Akashic records again? I forgot about that.
Akashic records, I don't even know. It's like all this information of your past lives and your future lives or something, just information. And like, I don't know.
That's
they
what
were
Luis
talking
was
about it.
Luis was saying that you can figure that your past life out.
There's so much you can do from being in astral. You can do anything,
Let's talk about joint projection.
Okay.
Because that, to me, when he said that you can literally joint project with somebody and wake up and we talk about what happened in our dream, that to me is like, okay, growing up, movies are fake.
Yeah.
But now I'm realizing that movies are based on real life because That is crazy. So basically that means that you and me can go to sleep, astral project, meet each other at this studio, and go fly over water, wake up and say, hey, Diane, that was fun last night.
Yeah.
Let's do it again soon.
Do you remember doing this? Do you remember going here? Do you remember? Yeah, I remember doing that. Yep.
Fly with, and there's people flying with their sons, flying with their daughters.
Yeah. Animals. They're animals too. They see
And
they're
animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when did you hear that you can do that? Did that kind of change your mindset too? That that's the ultimate proof that it's real.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Going with somebody. And then the other ultimate proof to me was that even if you're by yourself, there's an example in the book where, like, let's say you go on vacation and grandma's watching the house, right? You come back in your astral body and you see, oh, grandma changed the furniture, right?
Yeah.
You come home, the furniture's changed, but grandma didn't tell you that. Okay, so that's another way to prove it too. Things like that.
Yeah.
You know, you're able to see things, or you go see your friend and they were wearing a blue shirt and this and that, and then you go and talk to them later and like, hey, were you wearing this? And they're like, yeah, I was.
Yeah.
And I had another experience like that, but whatever. Like,
that's awesome because both my friends, I told them, I said, I'm reading Luis Minero's book. I'm practicing this. I think it's going to happen soon. And, you know, my friends are open-minded, but they're skeptical. As, you know, it's all good. Everyone is. So I said, but imagine if you wrote a number and you put it in your room and you know I was never at your home because you live in San Diego, and then I call you tomorrow and I say, hey, your number is this.
Yeah.
And I was right. What would you think? He said, dude, I would believe you.
Yeah.
I said, write a number and keep it up there. And he's like, it's taped on my microwave. Whenever you astral project, let me know.
Oh
so
my
it's
gosh,
there.
that's
It's waiting for
awesome.
me. And I
Yeah.
also, whenever I'm, because I heard that there's a couple of experiments that Robert Monroe was doing where they were doing stuff like that. There was numbers in other rooms, and then their psychosoma, their astral body, flies through the other room. And they fly back and they wake up and they say the number was this, and oh, that was right.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me is just the
I know.
ultimate proof.
Yeah.
I mean, what other proof do you want?
Exactly. What other proof can you get?
Yeah.
You did it. Seriously.
Yeah. It's amazing. And,
I know.
And it's
exciting.
So what now? Because there's a lot of people that say, oh, we just, this world's crazy. It's going to crap. I mean, but it's just so inspiring that there's so
I
much
know.
possible when we sleep and go to the theta state and
Yeah.
become our psychosoma.
Yeah.
It really just energizes me to live like more like
Yeah.
in this physical soma reality, this real
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
What's your mindset now after kind of like diving into this world? Like
And I guess too, like, it doesn't bother me so much now. Like, I guess people say like the world's going to shit. To me, I believe like things happen for a reason.
yeah.
But I guess before, like I said, being Christianity and like Revelation's point of view, I would have been freaking the F out.
Yeah.
Like scared, like this world's gonna end, I'm gonna die. But now, like, it just, I guess, just rolls off my back. I'm like, dude, it's fine. Like, things happen for a reason. We're gonna come back, even if this world blows up. There's
Could be
billions
another
of
Earth.
other worlds, that we go to, and we will go to. We're not only humans. There's
Yeah. What is
different
it?
things.
In the opening scene of Unacknowledged on Netflix, he says, for every grain of sand, there's an Earth-like planet.
Yeah.
I love that quote.
Yeah. So even if this world blew up and was gone, like, there's other ones. We'll go there, I don't know. So it just doesn't bother me, doesn't scare me anymore,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's cool. And
Yeah.
then besides your, showing me like this is like you say, hey Jordan, here's the red pill, read it,
Yeah.
get back to me.
Yeah.
And then I bought 2 red
Yeah.
pills and I was like, hey
Yeah.
buddy, read this red pill book by the Tiger Lily.
Yeah.
That's your username. I was like, yeah, I met her off the Dr. Stephen Greer app. You just trust me on this. This for some reason, I mean, obviously I want to CE5.
Yeah.
I want to make contact.
Yeah. Come
But
too.
yeah, I will.
Yeah. Come
and
next time.
and this, it's like the same passion. I want to do that, but I also want to do this. They're both the same. It's not like one's
better than the other.
better than the
different.
other. There's
and they're
two-
connected.
They are
They're
connected.
Very connected.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mhm.
So, what would you tell somebody who was at a coffee shop and they overheard you and me talking about this, and they say, okay guys, I heard you can be a ghost and fly in this plane. Where do I start? What would you tell them?
Oh my gosh. And that they actually believed it?
They are open to like doing some research. Where would you
They're
tell them to go?
open.
Like, hey, what is astral projection? Where would you point them to?
I mean, I don't want to keep saying Luis Minero, but
Yeah.
to me, this is just everything here, you
Yeah.
know, just everything. And then I think also explain them the velo technique. It's super easy for somebody to learn. And even if they didn't want to go and buy the book and read, they could at least practice the velo technique themselves.
Yeah.
So I think I would do that. Yeah.
What do you say to the people that are scared, that are terrified of doing this?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I mean, I would say just give it a chance, give it a shot. But I don't know. There must be different reasons why they would be scared. I would want to know why they would be scared. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard some things like whenever, in a lucid dream, if you think of something bad, it actually appears.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, because I watched a documentary on astral by the Robert Monroe Institute that in the astral world, this guy experienced a dark entity, but it was in his imagination that he needed to face it. So he just held, in the astral world, he held it while that dark entity wrapped his arms around him, then disappeared, dissolved.
Yeah.
And that was him breaking through the next level. And and then he became like a surge of energy happened when he completed that transformation.
And that was just in his mind.
That was just in his mind.
So maybe some of the things that people are seeing too, like the girl who's seen that dark hooded thing, maybe it's something
in her
inside
mind.
her
Yes.
that she needs to work through.
Exactly. So
just explaining that to them right there, I think that would help.
Yeah.
You
So this book, Luis Minero, Demystifying the Out-of-Body Experience, a practical manual for exploration and personal evolution. You can get it on Amazon. It was like $68. I got this used for like $37.
Yeah, I got it used too.
Yeah,
cheap. Dude.
I mean, but it's a manual. It's not a book. It's a practical manual, step by step. And I love the way. And I looked him up on YouTube. I watched all of his YouTube videos, and on Gaia TV, he's got a great on one of the mystery links. I forget the show, but I am so happy that you introduced. Honestly, this is changing my life. And
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're only on the first chapter, dude.
Yeah.
First chapter.
I know.
Seriously, I'm excited to hear after.
So what are you looking forward to do like after this? You're doing YouTube videos and you're doing CE5 like what? So you're doing CE5 with people. You're the team leader on that?
I mean, I don't want to say team leader. I was just messaged everybody on CE5. I was like, hey, I want to do this. Let's go do this.
Yes.
And so I kind of made a little group, and now we have a group.
Yeah. For the viewers that don't really know what CE5 is, it's the movie by Dr. Stephen Greer, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. Mr. Bill, is that out? Oh, sorry. My Billy takes point at the camera, guys. Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, CE5. And when you watch that one, it talks about how you can take a group and make contact with ETs. And there's an app, a social media app, and that's actually how I found Diane. And it's cool because when you're in that network, you're in a network of people that are thinking beyond the physical. Like-minded.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to do this with you, because I talked to my barber today, I talked to my server today, and I talked to even Billy. Like, there are people who have experienced this, and they want to talk about it. And I'm so fascinated by it, because it's like, dude, you floated above your body in this real world. Like, tell me that doesn't mean something.
Yeah.
Like, this is more than what meets the eye right now.
Yeah.
And I want to keep, pressing that button and exploring.
Yeah.
So,
CE5 is amazing.
Yeah.
I love the app too.
Where can people find you?
Okay, so my YouTube channel is actually called, oh my gosh, horrible, Red-Headed Alice in Wonderland Martinez.
Red-Headed Alice in Wonderland Martinez.
Yes.
And what do you do on your YouTube channel? You talk about
spiritual stuff, my theta experiences, my experiences with my spirit guides. Anytime my spirit guides talk to me and give me messages, I put it out there. Experiences with my spirit guides, just like really cool information. And then also I started the Demystifying by Luis Minero. I'm breaking down this book.
Oh, awesome.
Chapter by chapter.
Oh my gosh, genius.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So chapter by chapter, because I know not everybody likes to read. That's me. I love to read.
Yeah.
Not everybody likes to read. Not everybody's going to read it, but people will watch videos. So I am breaking down chapter by chapter, like through the book, so they don't have to read it if they don't want to, but at least they're still going to get the information.
Right.
And still learn how to do it.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, just stuff like that on my YouTube channel.
And
Red-Headed Alice in Wonderland Martinez.
I love it. And then on the CE5 app, when people download it, they can search you by username.
Tiger Lily Martinez, I think, is on there.
Tiger Lily. And are you, is it an open invitation, or do they have to reach out to you to schedule to come to a CE5 event?
Yeah, no, they can. And then also to...
How often are you doing these CE5 events?
So I had gotten sick, like I told you.
Yeah.
But we were at least trying to do them once a month.
Once a month?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once a month. And then we go out. It's in an empire, I've already got invited to go by another group to LA. So if people are willing to travel, then sure. You know, like I'm down to go do it in LA. But for the most part, it's Inland Empire. So our first one was in Wildemar in the mountains. Gorgeous.
Any luck?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. And
Okay.
I think even with the other video, Jeff Dills, he was saying, are you saying they don't come in the third dimension? Yes, they do. They do. Like, we saw their spacecraft. They came, and they were right above us, and they stayed there the rest of
It's
the
like
night.
their astral plane, their astral craft, or is that
no.
third dimension? Is that what you mean?
No, I'm not. Maybe I was confused, but somebody was saying that their spacecraft doesn't come out to actually meet us. We actually saw.
Oh, in 3D.
Yes, in 3D. We were all the way.
I was saying that they're scared to come in 3D because they're gonna get shot down by
yeah,
lasers.
Okay, so it was you. No, we came. We saw. They came.
Wow.
We saw their craft.
Okay.
Our first one. Our first CE5 meeting with the girls.
Okay, so your next one's coming up when?
I don't know. We gotta. Plan
Okay, you just gotta
it,
plan it. So
but
people
within
gotta
a month.
message you.
Within a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
On
message
YouTube
me.
and on the CE5 app.
CE5, or also honestly Instagram too is red-headed Alice in Wonderland Martinez. I think. Message me there too.
Okay, I'm gonna put all these links under the YouTube as well, so people can message you directly.
Message me there, and then we're gonna do the CE5 thing.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then you have to come next time too.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm so in.
And people can bring whoever they want. Like, I know they get scared coming out into the desert meeting random people, but it's a whole bunch of us. Like, bring your brother, bring your family, bring whoever's gonna make you feel comfortable. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's so cool. I love how you're doing stuff like this, and
Yeah.
again, I can't thank you enough for introducing me to the real world.
Yeah. No, of course.
All right, well, guys, that's it. That's about it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you had an astral projection, comment below. Diane and I would like to hear what your experience was like. Write in the comments. And also, if you would like to hear more about subjects like this, let us know as well. And make sure to follow Diane if you want to experience her YouTube channel and all of her interesting topics about her guides and breaking down the book. And again, we can't recommend this book enough by Luis Minero, Demystifying the Out-of-Body Experience, a practical manual. And guys, honestly, it's a crazy, crazy world out there, and there's so much to explore. Crazy in a good way. That's my crazy. And I'm excited for my spiritual journey. I can't wait till I have my first out-of-body experience, and I'll let you know when that happens.
Yes, tell me. I'm so excited.
All right. Thank you so much, girl.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
All right.
Gosh, that was awesome.